And the Rajasthan political stalemate, of course, continues. Chief Minister Gehlot has asked his loyalist MLAs to be prepared for a long haul in their quest for an assembly session. Addressing the MLAs at Jaipur's Fairmont Hotel, the Chief Minister said that if need be, he will even go to the President Ramnath Kovind and stage a dharna if need be outside the Prime Minister's residence. The Congress has planned nationwide protests in front of a different Raj Bhavans on Monday against BJP's alleged anti-democratic actions in Rajasthan. Yesterday, BJP legislators also submitted memorandum to the Rajasthan governor accusing the Chief Minister and his government of pushing the state towards anarchy. Meanwhile, Union Minister Gajendra Singh launched a scathing attack on the Chief Minister. The BJP leader tweeted that the state's crime graph was on a rise while the ruling MLAs are enjoying at the resort.
डेमोक्रेसी खतरे में डाल रखी है।
A day after these unprecedented scenes at the Raj Bhavan in Jaipur, the Congress is keeping the heat on. Congress party MLAs staged a dharna in support of Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, demanding an assembly session. The Chief Minister has locked horns with Governor Kalraj Mishra, accusing him of acting under pressure from the central government. The governor has refused to budge, calling the dharna an intimidation tactic by the Congress. The Congress also staged protests across the state, alleging a BJP conspiracy to bring down the Gehlot government.
केंद्र के दबाव में राज्यपाल ने इसलिए किया है कि केंद्र की बीजेपी का इशारा है कि इस सत्र को और लेट करो, हमारे विधायक हम और तोड़ लेंगे। पैसे के दम की ताकत पर बीजेपी सरकार को गिराना चाहती है।
The Chief Minister's son Vaibhav Gehlot too joined the dharna.
इसी कोरोना महामारी में जब प्रदेश की सरकार ने शानदार काम किया, ऐसी सरकार को भाजपा की केंद्र की सरकार गिराने का प्रयास कर रही है। मगर मुझे इस बार ऐसा लगता है कि भाजपा ने गलत प्रदेश चुन लिया है।
The BJP, watching from the sidelines, so far has jumped into the fray. A party delegation met the governor on Saturday.
आज जो धरने लगे हैं, उसका जो मुख्य मुद्दा बनाया, वो है विधानसभा का सत्र बुलाया जाए। राज्यपाल पर उस बात का भी दबाव बनाने के लिए पब्लिक ये जो तरीका अपनाया, ये संविधान की घोर अवहेलना है।
Meanwhile, trouble continues to mount for Gehlot as the Enforcement Directorate probes his family members and close aides. Senior RPS officer Anil Paliwal, who lodged an FIR last year naming Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat in a housing society case, is under the scanner over his wife's alleged business deals with Vaibhav Gehlot and his business partner Ratan Kant Sharma. Paliwal's wife Sarika is a promoter of Triton Hotels and Resorts, which owns the Fairmont Hotel and Golden Peace Resort, in which associates of Gehlot family are stakeholders.
जिस फेयरमाउंट होटल में कांग्रेस के विधायक रखे गए थे, उसकी प्रमोटर अनिल पालीवाल जी की धर्मपत्नी है और आरके शर्मा जो वैभव गहलोत, अशोक गहलोत जी के सुपुत्र, वो भी इस होटल से जुड़े हुए हैं।
All eyes are on Governor Kalraj Mishra as Chief Minister Gehlot continues his demand for an assembly session. The final call has to come from the Raj Bhavan.
It is the Raj Bhavan in Jaipur which has become the new akhada of the acrimonious political one-upmanship in the desert state, with Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot levelling serious allegations against the governor whether Kalraj Mishra allows for an assembly session anytime soon or not may determine the political future of the state. With Nikhil Sharma, Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur, India Today.
Let's get you a sense now of the overall cases as far as COVID-19 is concerned across the length and breadth of the nation. Total cases stand at 13,36,861 with 31,358 deaths that have clocked in. First affected states, Maharashtra still continues to top the charts in terms of being the worst impacted state. Total cases stand at 3,57,117 with 13,132 deaths that have clocked in. Tamil Nadu number 2 in terms of the order of being the worst impacted state in the country. The total number of cases stand at 1,99,749 with 3,320 deaths that have clocked in. Delhi is the third worst impacted state. Total number of cases stand at 1,28,389 with 3,777 cases that have been clocked in. These are the latest figures coming in this morning on India Today on our COVID-19 tracker. And the southern states are witnessing a huge spike in coronavirus cases. Karnataka in the past 24 hours has reported over 5,000 cases and 72 deaths. Out of the 5,072 new cases, 2,036 were reported in Bengaluru alone. In a worrying sign, with this spike, Karnataka now fares second on the states with the most number of active cases after Maharashtra. Karnataka currently has over 55,000 active cases, whereas Maharashtra has over 140,000. Similarly, another South Indian state, Andhra Pradesh, is witnessing a huge spike in the tally. For the past 24 hours, Andhra reported 7,813 COVID-19 cases with 52 deaths, taking the total cases till date nearly to 90,000. On to Tamil Nadu now, the second worst impacted state, as I was saying earlier, after Maharashtra due to rapid surge in COVID-19. The state yet again reported highest single-day spike with close to 7,000 cases, taking the total tally near the 2 lakh mark. State capital Chennai alone reported over 1,300 new cases, taking the total number of cases to over 93,000. The district-wise breakup shows that Chennai has the highest number of cases in the state, while neighbouring districts of Chengalpet has over 400 cases, followed by Kanchipuram, Madurai and Thiruvallur. Meanwhile, Coimbatore, having over 270 cases, is under complete lockdown till 29th of this month. Heavy traffic has been witnessed in the city as the lockdown was imposed. Shocking incident from Maharashtra. The Home Minister Anil Deshmukh was seen violating social distancing norms in Pune. Social distancing norm went for a complete toss when the State Home Minister met Shanta Pawar, an 85-year-old woman whose martial arts video went viral on the internet. Large number of people, including NCP supporters, gathered when the Home Minister arrived. Remember, as per the guidelines, it is advised to maintain at least 6 feet distance between two people, and there have been advisories against large gatherings as well. Anil Deshmukh visited Shanta to honour her on behalf of the NCP. He honoured her with a traditional Maharashtrian sari and 1 lakh rupees in cash. The violation comes as Maharashtra recorded 9,615 new infections in the past 24 hours, pushing the state's total to over 3.5 lakh. Pune, the second worst impacted city in Maharashtra after Mumbai alone, has over 17,600 active corona cases. And India's third largest red light area, Budwarpet, has set an example by warding off COVID-19 threat. The area has not only not reported a single coronavirus case in the last 110 days, but it's also gone ahead and set an example. Here is our report coming in from Budwarpet.
India's third largest red light district has not reported a single case of coronavirus in the last 110 days. This comes as a huge respite to Pune authorities, who feared that Budwarpet would see a huge spike as the virus rages in the city.
4-5 हजार भेजता था, तो अभी 1 रुपए भी भेजने के लिए नहीं आ रहा है, और गाँव में खाने का भी तकलीफ हो रहा है ना। अभी पैसा जब कोरोना खत्म नहीं होएगा तब पैसा भी भेजने के लिए नहीं आएगा, कुछ नहीं।
ये लॉकडाउन में हमारा बहुत तकलीफ हुआ, लेकिन खाने के लिए तो हल्का मैडम चौकी में से बहुत रेशन पानी दिया, उसमें हमको चला, पर दूध के लिए, चाय पीने के लिए भी पैसा नहीं था हमारा पास।
Interestingly, Pune reported the first 3 cases in Maharashtra, and as the numbers rose sharply, extra focus was given to Budwarpet, an area which is vulnerable to the spread of infection.
और उन्होंने ये ठाम लिया है कि हमें गलत काम नहीं करना है, हमें सोशल डिस्टेंस रखना है, हमें मास्क लगाना है, हमें गर्म पानी पीना है। ये जो छोटी छोटी बातें थी, इसका सब ये दीदी लोगों ने पालन किया।
वो उनका खुद का भी बहुत सारा योगदान है, जो हम सूचनाएं दे रहे हैं पुलिस की तरफ से, लोकल जो संस्था है एनजीओ, उनकी तरफ से रेगुलरली हमारी पीए सिस्टम पे हम अनाउंसमेंट करते जा रहे हैं। वो भी हमें साथ दे रहे हैं, और हम भी उनको जितना हो सके उनकी मदद करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
With sex workers showing diligence and not entertaining customers, Budwarpet could ward off the virus. This even as COVID-positive cases in Pune city has surged past 80,000.
The red light area since beginning, that is since last 110 days, this area hasn't had any positive patients, and for this we have to applaud, we have to appreciate the efforts taken by these social workers as well as the sex workers in this area, that they have stopped their business since last 110 days. With Cameron Gopal Harnedis, Pankaj Khelkar in Pune for India Today.
Bihar coronavirus crisis deepens. India Today's Ankit Tyagi is bringing you this ground report in the state of COVID crematoriums in Patna. Coronavirus bodies are being openly burnt and PPE kits are discarded with no norms being followed. Here's a look.
COVID bodies openly burned. PPE is discarded in the open. Hygiene thrown to the winds. If infections are soaring in Bihar, it comes as no surprise. India Today reporters got a first-hand account of the sorry conditions at crematoriums in the state. What we saw at Patna's COVID-dedicated Bansghat crematorium would shock anybody.
Because the electric crematorium is not working, the COVID-19 bodies are in fact being burnt right behind me, as you can see, without much precaution being taken. The people, those who are working here, they don't have PPE kits, they don't even have, masks, gloves and other important equipment.
The indifference of authorities to the COVID crisis was evident when we learned that the electric crematorium has been non-functional for the past 2 weeks.
14 दिन हो गया सर, कोरोना के बहुत पेशेंट आते हैं यहाँ पे, अब उन्हें खुले में जलाना पड़ रहा है लकड़ी पे।
ये तो पदाधिकारी सब जानेंगे ना सर, हम लोग तो यहाँ कार्यरत हैं।
It is the same story in other crematoriums too.
और भी जगह पे है इलेक्ट्रिक क्रेमेटोरियम?
हाँ, 2 जगह और है।
वो भी खराब है?
गुलबी घाट दोनों खराब हो गया, एटेंडम खराब हुआ ये, तो अभी मैं वहीं जा रहा हूँ गुलबी घाट।
अच्छा।
फिर खचकल्ला है, खचकल्ला भी खराब है, वहाँ भी मैं जा रहा हूँ।
मशीन बंद है। Now imagine the risk that everybody is being put in because जो शवगृह है ये काम नहीं कर रहा है और इसके अभाव में I'll tell you what is happening because this is not working. Here, take a look. COVID bodies, everybody else. This is the situation where bodies are being disposed of because the electric crematorium is not working. Absolutely in shambles, absolutely pathetic.
The Nitish Kumar government has been making tall claims that COVID crisis is well under control, but this was clearly not visible on the ground. With Ankit Tyagi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Air India employees are on a warpath with the management over salary cuts. Pilots and crew members are protesting against salary cuts by the airline, calling it sheer harassment during COVID pandemic. The employee unions are mincing no words, even threatening the management of consequences if unilaterally it goes ahead implementing the policies. The Air India cabin crew members allege that they received a 20% pay cut in September 2012. In fact, since April this year, they have faced a further 20% allowance cut. On the other hand, Air India pilots allege that they are supposed to take a 60% allowance cut, but the senior management reportedly will take 50% allowance cut, which amounts to 10% of the gross salary. India Today spoke to family members of Air India employees who narrated their ordeal. Here's a look.
हमने अपने पैर फैलाए थे हमारी चद्दर को देख के, अब अचानक इन्होंने हमारी चद्दर खींच ली है। कम छोटी नहीं करी है, इन्होंने चद्दर खींच ली है। पहले तो लॉस है, ये पिछले 15 सालों से चल रहा है। ये लॉस कोई स्टाफ की वजह से नहीं हुआ, ये लॉस गवर्नमेंट और कंपनीज की गलत पॉलिसीज की वजह से हुआ है। इसकी वजह से हर आदमी को कुछ ना कुछ, इसमें कटौती, उसमें कटौती, इसमें कटौती, उसमें कटौती।
See, the thing is, they had already deducted salary almost 12 years ago. That itself was a huge cut. 25% is 1/4 of what you're earning. Now, anyway, one has to manage with that cut. In a situation, you have children, you have parents. Now, recently, about 4 or 5 months ago, they have added another 20% cut. Now, with 45% cut, which is as good as getting about half your salary, how are we going to be able to manage our finances?
वो लोग इधर तो ला रहे हैं पैसेंजर्स को, लेकिन अगर सिंगल टिकट 50,000 होगा तो ये लोग 1.5 लाख रुपए ले रहे हैं। क्यों ले रहे हैं ऐसा? और वो ये भी नहीं, मतलब रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं है, वहाँ कुछ भी नहीं। मतलब अभी सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग नहीं है, हाँ 3-3 सीट पे सब लोग बैठते हैं, हाँ, तो ऐसा क्यों?
The larger point, one, these people are saying there is no financial security. Secondly, these people say post-COVID, the scenario has become or has worsened. But the biggest point they are saying that the mental state of the employees is not good, and that says a lot. Should the passengers be worried? Definitely, because the cabin crew, who are mainly responsible for handling the emergency situation, if they are not in a sound mental state of mind, can the passenger safety and security be assured by the airline? That remains the biggest question. With camera person Samir Shanbag, this is Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, reporting for India Today.
Days before the Grand Bhumi Pujan at the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited the temple site to take stock of the preparations. Prime Minister Modi will perform Bhumi Pujan at the Ram Temple site on 5th of August. Here's a report.
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram.
Ahead of the Ram Temple Bhumi Pujan ceremony on August 5, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Saturday visited Ayodhya to take stock of preparations.
आप देख रहे हो कि पूरी दुनिया इंतजार कर रही है। अयोध्या के सामने एक अवसर है और अवसर इस बात का है कि दुनिया अयोध्या को जिस रूप में देखना चाहती है उस प्रकार की क्षमता हम लोगों में है या नहीं है, ये हमें स्वयं अपने आत्मानुशासन के माध्यम से दुनिया के सामने साबित करना है।
Yogi Adityanath performed prayers at the temporary structure near Manas Bhavan in the Ram Janmabhoomi premises, where Ram Lalla idol was shifted in March this year. The Chief Minister also placed the idols of Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan near the main deity. He then visited Karsevakpuram and reviewed preparations for the Bhumi Pujan for construction of the temple. Later, Adityanath met the saints.
पूरे हमारे हिंदू जनमानस में जो है खुशी की लहर चल रही है। प्रधानमंत्री बहुत आए बहुत गए, लेकिन हमारे अयोध्या भूमि पर किसी हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री नहीं आया था, जो एक प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री कहलाएंगे कि अयोध्या में एक प्रधानमंत्री माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी आए थे।
प्रभु की कृपा भयउ सब काजू, जन्म हमार सुफल भाजू। आज हमारे अयोध्या में पूरे देश में खुशी का लहर है कि भगवान का राम जन्म भूमि का लाला जी का मंदिर तैयार हो रहा है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to visit Ayodhya and attend the Bhumi Pujan on August 5. Sources say that the grand ceremony will be held in the presence of 200 people. The list earlier had 268 names, but the number was cut down in view of COVID norms.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath had reviewed all preparation for the 5th August ceremony when Prime Minister Modi will visit Ayodhya. Authorities are ensuring all norms of social distancing. That's why less people are being invited. The rituals will begin on 3rd of August, and on 5th of August, the Bhumi Pujan will be done. With Manbir Singh, this is Kumar Abhishek in Ayodhya for India Today.
Within hours after an 8-year-old boy was kidnapped from Uttar Pradesh's Gonda district, UPSTF along with Gonda police has apprehended the criminals. Here's a detailed report that's coming in.
Eight-year-old is kidnapped in broad daylight in Gonda. Kidnappers came disguised as social workers distributing face masks. The abduction on Friday set off a massive manhunt by Uttar Pradesh STF and Gonda Police Department. Soon the victim's family received a phone call from a woman demanding a ransom of 4 crore rupees in return for the safe return of the kid.
हाँ, तो आपका लड़का किडनैप हो चुका है।
अच्छा, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा?
और 4 करोड़ की व्यवस्था करो, हम शाम तक फोन करेंगे।
अच्छा।
और सिर्फ हाँ या ना में जवाब दे देना शाम को। और अगर ज्यादा दिमाग और अगर ज्यादा दिमाग लगाने की कोशिश की तो अभी तो सब कुछ ठीक है, और जो करोगे हमें तुरंत पता चल जाएगा।
मैं तो अब जैसा आप कहेंगे वैसा हम करेंगे।
Working on a tip-off, the police intercepted the kidnappers in Para village in Gonda district. 2 criminals were injured in the encounter. 3 other suspects were arrested.
जब ये लोग सभी अपहरणकर्ता बच्चे को लेके कहीं और शिफ्ट कर रहे थे तो हमें सूचना मिली थी हमारी टीम को, और उसके साथ मुठभेड़ हो गई, जिसमें से 2 जो मुख्य अपहरणकर्ता हैं उमेश यादव और दीपू कश्यप, ये घायल हुए। और वो गाड़ी जिससे कि कल अपहरण हुआ था, अन्य 3 लोगों के साथ सबकी गिरफ्तारी हुई है। बच्चा सकुशल रिकवर हो गया।
The kidnapped 8-year-old was rescued and is safe and sound.
बोले सरकार की तरफ से ये दिए जा रहे हैं तो आप लोग पूरे घर का नाम लिखवा दीजिए। और फिर वो लोग मास्क 2 दिन लेके चले गए थे और सैनिटाइजर बोले कि गाड़ी में रखा है, बेटे को भेज दीजिए तो हम सैनिटाइजर उसको दे देंगे। बस वो लेके चले गए। मेरा बेटा वापस नहीं आया, वो लेके चले गए।
Police has been able to crack down this case in less than 24 hours time, and the government has also announced a cash reward of rupees 1 lakh for the STF team and 1 lakh rupees for the local police. So the government has applauded the Uttar Pradesh police for this successful operation, and the minor who was abducted is completely safe and he has been handed over to his family. In Gonda with Anchal Srivastav and camera person Sanjay Singh, Nilanshu Shukla for India Today.
Welcome back. West Indies are staring at a massive first innings deficit against England in the series decided at Old Trafford. The visitors are 137 for 6 in reply to England's 369 at stumps on day 2. Stuart Broad and James Anderson, who were back together, accounted for 2 dismissals each as the Windies' top order failed to handle the moving ball. Jofra Archer and Chris Wokes also registered themselves on the score sheet as England extended their dominance in the Test match. Earlier in the day, Stuart Broad rescued England with the bat 2. The left-hander scored a quick fire 62 to rescue England from 280 for 8. 3-match series is tied at 1-1. That's a wrap from me, Chaiti Narula. Do stay updated right here on India Today. For all the news and updates, log on to indiatoday.in. Also, download our app.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.